Okay, welcome back to Inquisition. This is for Sarah, I guess. Okay. Okay, so I have to make a confession. Let me check something real quick. Test. Bringing Barrick and...
Without the room. What's the next favor we need to get these two parakeets?
Okay, so it looks like the game remember what I chose last, because previously I haven't done this. But now that I've done this, okay, because this is the second iteration. I've already went for the wicked eyes and wicked smile. It took 4 hours, and I think it wasn't very optimal, not very good to watch. So, but for some reason the war table stuff is persistent. So because this one I only would acquire after I've done the wicked grace. Same for this, I think. Yeah. Test. Let me just do a quick check. Okay, so there was a quest here finding the research one, which seems to have disappeared. I may have messed up my war table. So previously was find a sponsor, and then I talked to Josephine to get the next part, but now it looks like the sponsor guy is done and it's not showing up in the results here. I'm not going to do anything else. Okay, I'm not going to do all this. Okay, let's talk to Josephine. Yeah, and that Sarah quest is also something that was done previously.
Any news on the House of Repose, visitor? What's the next favor we need to get these Duparacats a lordship? We must persuade Minister Belize to ratify the papers. She's in charge of these matters of rank. The minister will be at a small fete thrown by the Marquis Wiscott. I'll get you an invitation.
Okay, you see? Yeah, because... Okay, so I'm not going to do anything for this war table. I'm just going to focus on the what matters first. Which is the... So just be aware, from the last video to this, if this video is the final one, I did the research, which gave me influence, I think, and then I did for the support the do paracat. Sorry, there it is. And then after that, before I went to talk to Josephine, I came back. Then I went to did the judge, find the judge. Then after that I went for this, but it looks like the war table is persistent even though I reload from the older save. But now we are gonna do this.
We have to reach the Empress before Corypheus. The only question is, how?
We know how. I have our way in. The real question is, where is our enemy hiding? At the urging of Grand Duchess Florian, the Empress is holding a ball. Absolutely everyone will be there. During the festivities, Celine will be meeting for peace talks with the usurper Duke Gaspard and Ambassador Briala. The assassin must be hiding within one of these factions.
Okay.
Do we need to go to the peace talks? The Empress must have personal guards. We could just warn her she's in danger. We've made the attempt, but it seems that our messages never reached her. Someone intercepted them.
It's better that we don't leave this to chance. If Orlais falls to Corypheus, no land is safe.
Okay.
What do we know about Duke Gaspard?
The man who would have been Emperor. He's Celine's cousin, and was first in line to inherit the throne when Emperor Florian died. Celine outmaneuvered him. She won over the Council of Heralds, who hold authority over title disputes. She became Empress, and he a general in the Imperial Army. He's well loved by the troops. He's also a Chevalier. Most of their number sided with him when he turned on the Empress.
Aren't the Chevaliers part of the army? Why would they follow the Duke?
Most Chevaliers are sworn to serve the crown, but that does not give them faith in the person wearing it. The Empress has tried to improve relations with Ferelden and Navarra. The Chevaliers see her as anti-military. They believe Gaspard could lead the Empire back to the glory of Draken's expansion years.
Who is this Ambassador Briala? An ambassador in name only. She has organized the elves of Halam Sharal into an underground army. The Empress invited her to the peace talks in a bid to gain the elves' alliance in the war. That would be scandal enough, without the rumor that Briala is a jilted lover of Celine's. A personal grudge and a network of saboteurs at her command. Promising lead. Wait, the elven leader is a jilted lover of the Empress. It's not widely known. Just a rumor whispered among the palace servants a few years ago. If it's true and were to get out, the Empress and an elf. The scandal could destroy Celine's court. Even if a lie, Briala could use it to blackmail the Empress. She has some connection to the throne.
Okay. What about?
Tell me everything we know about the Empress. Empress Celine is a renowned diplomat and reformer. She works tirelessly to secure peace for the Empire. Unfortunately, many Orlesians view peace as complacency. She has yet to name an heir, leaving the future of the Empire in doubt if anything happens to her. Especially when the next in line is her cousin Gaspard, who's made few friends on the Council of Heralds. Celine is surrounded at all times by countless guards, courtiers, servants, and vassals. What better place for an assassin to hide than the Empress's own household?
How can Gaspard still be next in line while he wages war against his Empress?
The title Grand Duke indicates that he was a prince before the Empress took the throne.
Okay.
You've given me plenty to think about.
With Gaspard and Celine's armies entrenched, we cannot openly march troops to the palace.
My agents will ensure your soldiers get inside, but it must be a few at a time to avoid attention.
Understood. Just give the word. We'll begin.
Okay. Let's go for it. Okay, there is an exploit at the beginning. I tried it, it works. So we're gonna do that exploit. I'm gonna bring Valric. I'm gonna bring Solus because I know there's a romance dance option at the end. And I'm gonna bring Sarah this time round. In my first attempt I didn't bring her, I bring Cassandra. But she will open up a quest. I don't know that will cause me headache or not. Let's see. But there's also a good chance I might split this into 2 episodes.
The political situation in Halam Shiral hangs by a thread. The Empress fears our presence could sever it. The Grand Duke is only too happy to have us at the ball as his guests, so our invitation comes from him. Whether we act as his allies or upset the balance of power, he gains an opportunity, if not a clear advantage.
It is a great pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor Lavellen. Bringing the rebel mages into the ranks of your army was a brilliant move. Imagine what the Inquisition could accomplish with the full support of the rightful Emperor of Orlais.
Okay.
I can see many benefits to such an alliance.
Keep the image firmly in mind. We may see it materialize by the end of the evening. I am not a man who forgets his friends, Inquisitor. You help me, I'll help you. My lady, are you prepared to shock the court by walking into the Grand Ball with a hateful usurper? They will be telling stories of this into the next age.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Duke Gaspard. I look forward to ending this civil war.
As do I, my friend. The Empire needs stability and security, now more than ever. If you have the safety of the Orlesian people at heart, Inquisitor, perhaps you will look into something for me. This elven woman, Briala, I suspect that she intends to disrupt the negotiations. My people have found these ambassadors all over the fortifications. Sabotage seems the least of their crimes.
It's worth investigating.
That sounds like something I should look into.
Be as discreet as possible.
Okay.
I detest the game, but if we do not play it well, our enemies will make us look like villains. We're keeping the court waiting, Inquisitor. Shall we?
Okay, I need to move fast after this to avoid the approval
Is that the
penalty.
Inquisitor?
You there! Rabbit! Have you seen a ring anywhere? It was a gift from the Countess Montbelliard, enchanted by the Fomari. I cannot go into the ball without it.
Is this ring particularly valuable?
Its worth in coin is not as important as its social value. It was a gift from a member of the Council of Heralds. If she finds out I lost it, she will never forgive me. Not even if I live to be 1,000 years old.
Okay, so I know what to choose here. It will be the second option for a court approval. And for this mission, court approval is damn important. Especially so since I want to go for the truce ending, which need a very high approval rating at the end of the game. At the end of the mission, rather.
What's your game? Are you trying to convince the Countess that you treasure her gift? Or just gain importance by getting the Inquisitor to run a menial errand for you?
Okay. So this will cancel off the penalty I would get because I'm an elf. As an elf or a mage or VV, I can't remember, but I know a non-human will get a straight off 10 penalty. Honestly, however, based on my first playthrough, it doesn't really matter.
I assure you, the ring truly is lost, and I must find it or risk terrible repercussions. Should you happen upon it, I beg you, let me know.
Okay.
Maker, what am I going to do if I cannot find my ring?
Is this the ring you were looking for?
You are a treasure! I cannot believe you found it! You have saved me a lifetime of mortification. How can I thank you enough?
Okay. So you see there is no penalty from being an elf.
Can Gaspard take the throne without the backing of the Council of Heralds?
Okay, there are quite a few things to look out for. So I'm just gonna be thorough,
We can only hope Celine
and
prevails
most likely
tonight.
I will still need to split this into 2 episodes. I think it's going to be unavoidable.
Anyone have a report on the casualties of the days?
Okay, so this one need 1 statue, which I'm not gonna bother because the statues are gonna be vital.
Is it true the Inquisitor was headed out of the Fae by Untrusty?
Vital for getting the truce ending. So there's only a certain number of doors I should open up.
Foreigners. Any word from the front lines?
My spies said the bodies were beyond counting.
Surely the Empress will put an end to the war tonight.
Pray, my friend. If the Maker does not hear us now, just pray.
Okay, and that one is a mechanic I need to do, the eavesdropping. Supposedly if I can get all of them, there will be some XP influence reward. In my initial attempt, my 4 hours attempt, I think I only got 28 or 29 out of 30. And that's the first secret. Caprice coin, okay, 1. I think previously in my first run also I was short of 1 Caprice coin.
Anyone have a report on the casualties of the days?
And there's a total of 11 statues. I'm going to manually track that because previously I realized that there was no way for me to know how many I've used. And I don't know whether it'll still be easy to track.
We can only hope Celine prevails tonight.
We are not going to open this one. So I think that's it. Let's just do one more sweep, because I think once I enter I cannot do anything else in the garden, or I cannot
Is
come
it
back out.
true the Inquisitor was headed out of the Fae by Untrusty?
Okay. Those are beautiful statues.
I told you we should have worn the silver brocades.
Okay, so I think that's about it. I hope, let me check something real quick. Okay. If I miss anything,
Inquisitor, a moment, if you please.
I'll leave it to fate.
I must warn you before you go inside. How you speak to the court is a matter of life and death. It is no simple matter of etiquette and protocol. Every word, every gesture is measured and evaluated for weakness.
Okay.
I'll keep my guard up. Don't worry.
The game is like wicked grace played to the death. You must never reveal your cards. When you meet the Empress, the eyes of the entire court will be upon you. You are safer staring down Corypheus.
It might be a good idea for the others to hear this warning. Especially Sarah. Maybe tell her twice.
I'll have a few discreet words. Everything will be fine. Andraste, watch over us all.
That was timely. Good comedy there. It doesn't have to be so elaborated. A serious conversation, exchange, and then you end it with that. Okay. So there's no way we can go out. So that's it. The garden is locked out. If I miss anything, then I have to resign to my fate. I will have to search every places twice if I'm not mistaken, just to be sure.
Is that the Inquisitor?
A Danish? No, that cannot be.
The guest wing is not open to the public at this time, Inquisitor.
Okay.
Interesting. Good to know.
I wish there was more.
Interesting. Boring.
And when that happens, you just have to search for it again. So some of the things are not showing up.
I can hardly believe Gaspard and Celine.
How could the Empress afford to
From
renovate the
Duchess
palace
Florian must have worked
without
a
war
miracle
going
to
on?
get them here.
I heard that it wasn't renovations at all. The palace was damaged by Gaspard's cat.
He fired on the Winter Palace? That's monstrous.
Well, that's useful.
Okay, good. Okay, the library, one of the area we'll have to explore later.
How has the lyrium trade dropped off so sharply?
With so much fighting, demand should be higher than ever.
My contact said there's a new supplier, but we can't track down who it might be.
Well, oil wing keys, okay.
Who does Orzammar favor in negotiations?
How can they call this a vestibule? It's a foyer.
I had hoped to tour the royal wing gardens.
Foyer in the Imperial Palace.
It will take
It's
some time to
obviously
get
just
our men into the palace. I'll alert you when
More
we're
of an
ready.
antechamber myself.
No one
Seriously?
Wait, did you get a look at the steps? I think they're gilded.
Where is the rock? Okay, I think that's about it for now. Let's talk to Grand Duke Gaspard.
And now presenting Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon, and accompanying him, Lady Inquisitor Lavellen. Vanquisher of the rebel mages of Ferelden, crusher of the vile apostates of the mage underground.
He is so full of it. That's not how it went.
Champion of the blessed Andraste herself.
Did you see their faces?
Accompanying the Inquisitor, renowned author Beric Dethras. Head of noble house Dethras, Desher of Kirkwall to the Dwarven Merchants Guild. The Lady Inquisitor's elven serving man, Solus. Her ladyship, my bulls each, of course. Sir Callum Stanton Rutherford of Conley, commander of the forces of the Inquisition, former Knight Commander of Kirkwall. Lady Liliana, Nightingale of the Imperial Court, veteran of the Fifth Light, Seneschal of the Inquisition, and left hand of the Divine. And Lady Josephine Charette Montillier of Antiva City, Ambassador of the Inquisition.
Okay. Let's wait for Josephine to get in line. Gotta admit, this is very beautiful.
Cousin, my dear sister.
Grand Duke, we are always honored when your presence graces our court.
Don't waste my time with pleasantries, Celine. We have business to conclude.
We will meet for the negotiations after we have seen to our other guests.
That looks weird.
Inquisitor.
Lady Inquisitor, we welcome you to the Winter Palace. Allow us to present our cousin, the Grand Duchess of Leeds, without whom this gathering would never have been possible.
What an unexpected pleasure. I was not aware the Inquisition would be part of our festivities. We will certainly speak later, Inquisitor.
Your arrival at court is like a cool wind on a summer's day.
I think the... Shit, I think there is a way to talk. Nope. Nope. Yeah.
Let's hope the breeze does not herald an oncoming storm.
Even the wisest mistake fair winds for foul. We are at the mercy of the skies, Inquisitor. How do you find Halam Shiral?
I've never seen anything to equal the Winter Palace.
We hope you will find time to take in some of its beauty.
Oh, definitely.
Feel free to enjoy the pleasures of the ballroom, Inquisitor. We look forward to watching you dance.
Inquisitor, a word when you have a moment.
Tell me that. How are Mama?
Can you believe the Inquisition filling ranks with...
Papa's perfectly happy in the studio. Mother is the same as always. Meaning she's after you to do more work.
You always take her side.
I don't take her side. I happen to think, as she does, you might Inquisitor, please allow me to present to you my younger sister, Yvette Gabriella Montillier.
Delighted to meet you, Lady Montillier.
Inquisitor, I've heard so much about you, but not as much as I want. Josephine writes, but she never tells me anything. Is it true? Rebel mages in Redcliffe were performing blood rites and orgies before you stopped them.
Oh.
Where did you hear such nonsense?
Everyone in Antiva says so. Is it true?
Sure, why not?
Those stories are little more than wistful thinking, Rennie.
Oh, how dull Redcliffe must have been then.
This may be my only chance to hear about when Josephine was a girl.
Oh yes, as she told you about when she was 10 and...
Yvette,
Stop. Fine. What about when we were climbing the cliffs by the...
no.
She once told the Duke of...
Absolutely not.
Huh. She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking.
Yvette, that's absurd. Absolutely preposterous.
Which power should the Inquisition throw its weight behind?
Celine has held the throne successfully for years. I see no profit in ousting her. Gaspard has run military campaigns, but never a kingdom. His transition would be, let us say, chaotic.
Tell me about yourself, Lady Yvette. This is the first time I've encountered any of Josephine's family.
She would forget to mention the artists. I've been studying painting under Antiva's royal tutors. You should be proud, Josie. I'm going to be exhibiting my work next season in the city's biggest salon.
Have you actually sat down and finished the painting yet?
I must wait for my inspiration.
And I must wait for your tutor's pins.
Enjoying the ball?
I see many of
The dancing is so dull, Your Worship. But the Empress's gallery is magnificent.
Yvette.
Sorry, Josie.
Go on, Josephine.
Half Royal must be empty. So many of the Empire's finest are in attendance. They've noticed the Empress paying you special attention, but they don't quite know how to take advantage of it yet. This uncertainty won't last long, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Another time.
Have you heard from your nephew?
Not since his regiment joined the fighting.
What I found out in my first run through is that some things that I don't find now may appear later. So that's why I'm now doing a 2-time sweep.
Dance with me.
I heard Celine was.
You cannot stand about all evening.
Redecorate.
I'm afraid not.
But the timing
Thank
is atrocious.
Why would
Inquisitor,
she do such a thing
Did
now?
you need something? The sooner we track down this infiltrator, the better.
Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
Nothing that stands out. I doubt there's a single person here without ulterior motives.
Do you have any advice?
Elysian social events don't fall within my area of expertise. There are a few here we can trust. Be careful.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
Gaspard's claim to the throne is fair. Orlais needs someone capable of responding to the crisis at hand. A military-minded leader seems the best option.
You've attracted a following. Who are all these people?
I don't know. They won't leave me alone.
I take it you're not enjoying yourself.
At this point, the headache I'm developing is preferable to the company.
We'll talk later.
I read it before. I done this once, so still.
Perhaps we can speak later, Inquisitor.
I don't like that way. Nobody should own as many hunting dogs as he does.
Emperor Etienne.
If I have to clean up another puddle,
Yeah, there's supposed to be a coin there, but it's not showing up. So I think maybe after I talk to Leliana Compendium. Okay. Okay. Ah!
Crotchruck beats his squire. He's a she. As a bastard. Extra toes. What a fun, close marrying crowd.
Any thoughts on who we're investigating?
The Empress is pretty. It'd be fun to drink and kill stuff with Gaspard. Briala is friggin' funny. Elves, elves, elves. But it's really a pissing match with an old lover. Don't know the rest, but that explains a lot. They're all lying, but Celine's nice to look at. Good thing we're here to save her neck.
Any hidden treasures from friends of your little network?
You mean, do any of the servants ferrying tarts between these windy tits hate them enough to give up a stash or two? I'm not saying yes, but wait, yourself. There's some good stuff hidden around. Keep an eye out.
Making any new friends?
Not likely. I'm watching them watch you. They're all glances and titters. Not sure if they're allowed to like you yet. Pathetic.
Back soon.
Not going anywhere.
Now, I have a quest.
Are you happy to see me at all, Josie?
Okay.
Maybe. At least Madame Charal has such pretty gardens. Lady Nightingale
Okay, I think that's all. I should continue on. Just be sure. Alright. Anyway, we can come back here later, so not a big deal. Now we go back to the vestibule.
Good. I was hoping I would catch you. What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador is up to something, but she can't be off focus. The best place to strike at Celine is from her side. Empress Celine is fascinated by mysticism, foreseeing the future, speaking with the dead, that sort of rubbish. She has an occult advisor, an apostate who charmed the Empress and key members of the court as if by magic. I've had dealings with her in the past. She is ruthless and capable of anything.
How can Celine openly keep
I
an
know who
hostage
she's
in the
referring to.
Imperial Court?
The first
The
time I
Imperial
didn't
Court
catch on.
has always had an official position for a mage. Before now, it was little better than court jester. Vivian was the first to turn that appointment into a source of real political power. When the circles rebelled, technically every mage became an apostate. The word lost much of its strength.
That sounds exactly like the person we're looking for.
She's worth investigating. Can't be sure of anything here. Both leads point toward the guest wing. It's a promising place to start. I'll coordinate with our spies to see if I can find anything better. I will be in the ballroom if you need me.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, so that's the guest wing. So now we'll just go through again. I don't know whether... Nope. So the stuff I'm looking for is still not here. Nope, nothing else. I think I'll search for this later. So right now we'll head to the guest room. Wait, this is the guest wing. Alright, Hall of Heroes. Trophy room, which I cannot go into just yet.
There must be something here.
We are not serving drinks. Order someone else.
Interesting.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuettes.
We are not serving drinks. Order
Okay.
someone else.
Never reliable.
I do adore the heady blend of power, intrigue, danger, and sex that permeates these events.
You seem more comfortable with a Grand Orlesian ball than I'd have expected.
I have seen countless such displays in my journeys in the Fae. The powerful have always been the same. Only the costumes change.
Have you seen anything useful?
No, sadly. I do not have the look of one of the elven servants, or I might well be invisible. I wonder how masked men live their lives without ever seeing that servants have an entire society of their own. If you want to find something useful, I would pay attention to what the servants do.
Have you encountered any trouble with the nobles?
The Orlesians do not quite know what to make of me. I have kept to myself, for fear of giving them some purchase to cling to. The food and drink are excellent, however, and the servants have been happy to refill my glass.
Do you have any interest in dancing?
A great deal. Although dancing with an elven apostate would win you few favors with the court. Perhaps once our business here is done.
I'll be back.
And well.
Well, that's useful.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing it out.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Okay. Okay, so I'm at three coins, okay. Duke Germain.
Well, well, the Inquisitor. Here as a guest of my nephew, no less. I'm curious.
I didn't know the Grand Duke was your nephew.
He's my brother's eldest boy. Always a difficult child, Gaspard. Never listened, never did what he was told. He was raised a prince. All his life we told him he would be emperor. It was his destiny, his duty. What else should he do with his life if not fight for his destiny?
Have you noticed anything strange this evening?
My niece Florian hasn't spoken to me all evening. That's not like her.
What can you tell me about the Civil War?
If you are hoping for insight, you've come to the wrong man. It's war. It is brutal, and terrible, and sometimes necessary. There's nothing more to say.
Okay.
Another time, my lord.
Inquisitor Llewellyn, don't head into the servants' wing if you value your neck. Not one else gone in there tonight and come out again.
Our man was supposed to make a pickup in the garden hours ago. Bastard's likely dead by now.
Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
Awfully selfish of this Philippe, running off to play and leaving you with all the work.
I've half a mind to inform the Dowager. That would teach him to shirk his duties to roll some elven maid. The night of all nights, leaving me to convey Gaspard's death threats to the council. Wonderful timing, Philippe. Thank you for listening to me, right? You are too kind, Inquisitor.
70, so it's 10, not 15. So... servant quarters, alright.
Did you hear what Gaspard said to Duke Germain?
And I remember you can only talk to him once.
This way is closed. Please, use the main entrance to the ballroom.
Well, well. What's this?
Okay, yeah, I need to collect 3 items, okay.
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
The Duchess has asked for too many. I can't carry them all.
My lady! My lady Inquisitor!
May we have a word? It is very important.
The Empress has sent us with a message for you.
How can I be certain this message is from the Empress?
We three wear the masks of House Valmont.
They signify that we are public faces of the Empress.
They are also extremely fashionable.
I'm always honored to hear from Her Majesty.
Oh, she is the honored one, Inquisitor.
Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in her holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard is defeated.
That's a generous offer.
The Empress believes wholeheartedly that the Inquisition is our best hope for peace in these difficult times.
She looks forward to cementing a formal alliance.
As soon as Gaspard is out of the way.
But we have taken enough of your time.
Please, enjoy the masquerade, Inquisitor.
Interesting. Boring.
Well, that's useful.
Okay, this is where we toss the coins, I think. Yep, I mean, I don't think I know. But we need to get all 15 to get the full rewards.
This is a private conversation.
Okay.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
Oh, that's one of the hidden stash, okay.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet upper state. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
Okay, so I need to go down. So I need 3 statues there. Let's track. I only got 1, which is enough to for the upstairs area.
Where has that servant gone?
Did you need something?
Always shirking their
Oh.
duties.
Did I hear correctly? If you're interested in bringing the Templars to heel, you may have found an ally.
If that's true, I would welcome an alliance with the Inquisition. I will get in touch with your Lady Nightingale. I have assets that might benefit your cause.
Gentlemen.
Agent? I'm not going there.
We can only hope Celine prevails tonight. Gaspard will ruin us
That'll-
all.
Okay, so now we need to go up. So as you can see, these were all my previous attempts. This was the last save point. Alright. At this point, we are going to be on a bit of a timer. So let's do... I need this door. We can always revisit this. Already dropped by 3. Okay, so I'm not supposed to pick this up yet. Because if I pick this up, it will trigger the ballroom sequence. Okay, so let's carry on first. Because I think there's a way. We need to light up this one. Isn't that the artifact? Oh yeah, this one I remember. Okay. This is the library. Another one. Okay, nothing here. This one I can't open unless I'm a rope. Okay. Nothing. 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 Okay. Now I can come back to here anytime I want. Let's just double confirm we didn't miss anything. Okay. So I think what we can do is pick up the letter. ADM. Okay, that's the bell.
I should get back to the ballroom.
So if I'm not mistaken, yeah, so after the next sequence, ballroom sequence, we should be able to get...
Well, well. What
that voice.
have we here? The leader of the new Inquisition, fabled herald of the Faith.
Morrigan.
Delivered from the grasp of the Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself. What could bring such an exalted creature here to the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
It's a mystery.
We may never know. Courtly intrigues and all that.
Such intrigues obscure much, but not all. I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the arcane. You have been very busy this evening, hunting in every dark corner of the palace. Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
I hope so.
I hope so. I could use another ally here.
A sentiment I share, considering recent events.
Recent events?
Recently I found and killed an unwelcome guest within these very halls. An agent of Tevinter. So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key found on the Tevinter's body. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet, if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
You left Celine alone. Is that wise?
I must return to her anon, but she is safe enough. For the moment. 'Twould be a great fool who strikes at her in public in front of all her court and the Imperial Guard.
What's your interest in protecting Empress Celine? Are you her bodyguard?
Do I seem a bodyguard to you? If anything were to happen to Celine, eyes would turn first to her occult advisor, even if they knew otherwise. There are sharks in the water, and I will not fall prey to them. Not now, not ever.
Why did you kill the agent? You might have had useful information.
I would not have slain the man on sight had he not attacked me first. Why? Undoubtedly, I caught him in an illicit act. I did not know from whence he came until after the battle, and regret only that I could not capture him alive. What intentions the Imperium has here, I suspect you know far better than I.
Briala's people are whispering about disappearances in the servants' quarters. This key may lead there.
The ambassador does have eyes and ears everywhere, does she not? Proceed with caution, Inquisitor. Enemies abound, and not all of them aligned with Tevinter. What comes next will be most exciting.
Okay, let's save first. And let's enter the Grand Ballroom. So I think this is where... Whoops, I accidentally minimized everything. Give me a moment.
Duchess of Valmontaigne, Chevalier of the Empire, hero of the Battle of White River, patroness of the painter Ambrose Poirier, and second cousin of Princess Electra of the House of Alberici in Antiva, accompanying the Duchess Anselmo, under gardener of Valmontaigne and paramour to the Duchess.
Okay, let's do the courtroom stuff.
Who's that Inquisitor? Do you think she's pretty?
Okay, so nothing here.
Lady Fifi and Lady Babette de Lancey, daughters of the Comte de Lancey.
Lady Inquisitor.
I'd like your opinion of this gathering, milady.
It's doomed to fade, of course. Celine knows that. At least it should be amusing. We haven't had such a menagerie at court in living memory.
Have you noticed anything odd this evening?
Too few Imperial guards stand in attendance, my dear. Shame. They are so pleasantly decorative.
Would you care to dance, Lady Mantelon?
You, Inquisitor, are a delight. One does not often find foreigners so well versed in the game. But you have other dances to perform first. Perhaps you will save me a dance for later?
Okay.
Good evening, milady.
Mistress Nightingale, what a pleasure to see you again. You look radiant.
Marquis, it's been far too long. How's your family in Valchevin?
No complaints, my dear, no complaints. You must come to the chateau to see the girls. They will be overjoyed.
Oh, I've missed them very much. Little Sylvie must be 10 now, no?
11. And already up to my elbow. Oh, how they grow.
Perhaps I shall call on you soon.
Excellent. Now I must dance with the Dowager. It was lovely to see you, my dear.
Look at Lady Cambion's slippers. Trimmed with pearls. And emeralds. And those buckles. Toss her into the lake and she'll sink right to the bottom. What a disaster.
There's a Devinter assassin on the loose and you're concerned about buckles on shoes.
Everyone needs a hobby. Besides, you can learn a great deal about a person from their clothing. Gold and jewels on the dancing slipper. A slipper is easily lost and finds itself in the dust and dirt. She is unconcerned with the possibility of losing the shoe or soiling it. A vulgar display of wealth. But Lady Cambien's family has recently lost most of its holdings. They have their title, but little else. So, how did Cambien acquire such a grand shoe? What has she done? Who has she bedded? These are all useful questions, no?
Okay.
You're different here than in Skyhold. More approachable, perhaps.
This is Halam Shiral, Inquisitor. This is the Imperial Court. This is the beating heart of the Great Game. Of course, everyone is wearing a mask. I learned this very young. I was still a girl when I attended my first ball. All this, the smiles, the small talk, it is a dance. And like any dance, it can be learned. For some of us, it has become so familiar that the steps may be performed in our sleep.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
What we need most of all is a stable Olay. Either Celine or Gaspard can give us that.
Okay, I don't want to submit anything yet.
I should go. Be on your guard.
I always am.
Why would the Empress invite an elf? The game, of course. Celine has something.
Inquisitor Lavella, how many of the guests have mistaken you for a kitchen servant? You've charmed some of the nobles. We'll see how long you can keep their favor. What brings you to me?
I want to know more about the peace talks. What can you tell me about Celine and Gaspard?
Gaspard is a warmonger. He served in the war against Ferelden and fought a dozen skirmishes on the Navarran border. He's a simple man. Simple men aren't hard to manipulate. Celine is the voice of reason in the Empire. But reason is cautious. Reason looks for compromise. Reason doesn't choose radical change, however sorely it may be needed.
Number 5?
I had a question about you, Brianna.
I'm an elf, Inquisitor. That should tell you everything you need to know about my life. I'm good at what I do. That's all that matters. I will help my people no matter the cost.
I've been told you were romantically involved with the Empress.
I didn't take you for a gossip monger, Inquisitor. I suppose your spies have already briefed you, so there's no point in pretending. Yes, Celine and I were lovers once, but we've gone our separate ways now.
What's your story? How was an elf invited to the Empress's ball as an ambassador?
Empress Celine and I have history. There was a time when I put my spies at her disposal. She knows my qualifications. We had a falling out. Now we are negotiating to determine whether I return to her side in the war.
What do you mean, we had a falling out?
She betrayed me. Turned me over to the guards on a trumped-up charge to save her political reputation. It wasn't personal. It's the game. That's how all Orlesians justify these things to themselves. It wouldn't do to let the court know she had an elven friend.
If she doesn't win you back to her side, what do you intend to do?
I have contingency plans. I'm not a child putting all my hopes on a single ball. This evening gives me access to Duke Gaspard. He's challenging. Not as progressive or persuadable as his cousin, but with time and sufficient blackmail, he might work with us.
I'm surprised you'd admit that, considering the circumstances.
I know it's incriminating. Few harbor more resentment against Celine than I. But if she died after inviting me here, the court would certainly pin her death on me. An elf assassinating the Empress? Alienages across Orlais. across all Thedas would be purged. That cannot happen.
You might be interested in what I found. It's about Gaspard. He's been threatening the nobles on the Council of Heralds.
Typical. Gaspard's always been a bully, regardless of the Chevalier Code.
He's been threatening the nobles on the Council of Heralds.
Typical. Gaspard's always been a bully, regardless of the Chevalier Code.
Okay.
You might be interested in what I found. It's about you, actually. You murdered negotiators and stole their documents.
In Orlesian politics, Inquisitor, murder and intrigue barely count as trying. If that shocked you, wait until Celine shows her hand.
I found the drop point, Briala. I know your people are hidden all over the palace.
Of course they are. I'd be a poor spy master if I didn't have spies, Inquisitor.
Okay.
We'll speak more later, Ambassador.
Another time, Inquisitor. Inquisitor, to what do we owe this honor?
We are always delighted to speak with you, of course. Her Imperial Majesty is unfortunately occupied at present.
If the evening ends favorably for the Empress, how does the Inquisition benefit?
Her Imperial Majesty brings the might of the Orlesian Empire with her friendship.
She is also a respected diplomat and world leader. She can forge alliances for you with Rivain, Antiva, the Underface.
And she throws the best parties.
I'd like to know more about the negotiations. It seems strange to hold peace talks during a ball.
Oh, do your people have no customs surrounding great occasions? How sad.
By Orlesian tradition, moments of great solemnity are celebrated with revels and feasts.
While joyous occasions are given time for reflection and contemplation.
We must never forget that life is both bitter and sweet.
The ball is an opportunity to celebrate life and hope for the future, while we mourn those killed in the war.
What is the Empress trying to accomplish with the negotiations?
Peace is her only objective, Inquisitor.
Gaspard and Briala are driven by personal ambitions, but those desires threaten the safety of all Orlesians.
The war must end tonight. We must conclude this to deal with the larger crisis.
What can you tell me about the other parties involved in the talks?
Gaspard is a decorated general, much beloved by the Imperial Army, and a legend among chevaliers.
He is better suited to the battlefield than the throne, and he would gladly make his palace a war camp.
He's also fiendishly charming.
Lady Briala has great intentions to change the lives of the elves for the better.
Even if her plans could never work and would only provoke hate crimes against alienagers.
She is an idealist, but her lack of patience could prove disastrous.
Okay.
My investigations turned up something interesting. It concerns the Grand Duke. He's made a lot of threats to the Council of Heralds.
The Grand Duke is all talk, Inquisitor.
Very loud talk, accompanied by swords.
He has never had any skill at the game.
My investigations turned up something interesting. It concerns Ambassador Briala. She killed ambassadors from both Celine and Gaspard and forged documents to both sides.
How despicable!
After the Empress extended her hospitality?
She's better at the game than we thought.
Her people have infiltrated every part of the Winter Palace.
This is extremely alarming, Inquisitor.
She could be spying on our every word.
How exciting!
Perhaps you could tell me something then. We haven't been properly introduced.
How rude of us to forget.
Milady Inquisitor, may I present Lady Couteau? And Lady Colombe. And of course, Lady Fleur. We are the Empress's ladies-in-waiting.
I'd like to know more about Empress Celine.
Her Majesty has held the throne since she was just 16 years old.
She is respected and beloved, not just in Orlais, but across Thebes.
She doesn't care much for liver, and she drinks her tea black.
Okay.
Good evening.
Until next time, Inquisitor.
Do take care.
Enjoy the masquerade.
So nothing yet.
Duke Gaspard has made a fortune tonight.
My friend, come in, have a drink. What can I do for you? You've been busily charming the court, I see.
I'd like to know more about you.
All of Orlais knows my story. But you, my friend, are far too sensible to be more patient. The heart of it is simple. I am the rightful heir to the throne of Orlais. But my cousin, Celine, is a politician, while I am a man of action. She charmed the Council of Heralds. They gave the crown to her, and while it looks fetching on her, I intend to take it back.
Okay.
What's your claim to the throne?
The 100 Days Cough swept Valvoya in 877. It killed thousands of children, royalty and commoner alike. There are only 3 living grandchildren of Emperor Judicael I. Myself, my sister Floriane, and Celine. And I am the eldest. By rights, the crown should have passed to me.
If you're the rightful heir, how did Celine become Empress?
I am the oldest, but I lack the Valmont name. My mother was the late Emperor's sister. Celine is a Valmont. Her honored father was my mother's brother. But she is the youngest. When there is any doubt surrounding the line of succession, the matter falls to the Council of Heralds. Celine outplayed me, forming alliances on the Council for support. So they passed over me in her favor.
So you intend to out-negotiate your cousin?
It will take heroic effort on my part, Inquisitor, and a lot of brandy. The talks will take most of the evening. Make her willing, we will emerge triumphant.
I understand you're a chevalier. I've undergone similar training.
Ah, yes. A popular topic of conversation.
Oh?
You may not wear the title, but to study. You'd be more of a scandal were it not for Brianna.
I may not look the part of a knight, but I respect the discipline and skill required.
Such reserve. You've taken up the sword in pursuit of glory. What could be nobler? Come, my lady. My comrades in arms are rarely so charming. Find a drink, and we shall toast to it.
I have a question about the peace talks. What are you hoping to achieve at the negotiations?
I intend to take back what is rightfully mine. Celine stole the crown through politicking, but I am the rightful emperor of Orlais. The empire has been mired in intrigue for too long. We need a clear course of action.
What action did you have in mind?
The empire is declining. We cannot allow Nevarra and Ferelden to chip away our borders. I will see Orlais return to glory as the strongest nation in Thedas.
But you're here for politics.
You say you hate politics, but you're here to negotiate.
I can play the game when I must. If I couldn't, I'd be dead by now, Inquisitor. But it is not my choice. Celine has my sister involved in the
Florian.
I would prefer to settle this on the battlefield. But for Florian, I will sit and talk.
You didn't extend this invitation out of the goodness of your heart, Grand Duke.
As you might have guessed, I'm not the most political man. If the nobles believe the Inquisition supports me, it will help in negotiations. And I take joy in watching the scandalized expressions when they see us together.
What can you tell me about Celine and Briala?
Brianna may be called ambassador, but she is purely a spy. She works towards some hidden agenda. Elves have no place in politics. Her presence here is suspicious. Celine is a skilled player in the game. She knows how to get her way with a few words and a smile. But the game is a farce. I will prove that a few hundred chevaliers are better than ridiculous.
What will be going on in these negotiations?
We will whittle one another down with words until we are bored into agreement. Celine will talk circles around us, that elf will glower and cast suspicion everywhere, and I will get very drunk. Somehow, by the time they stop serving drinks, our war will be ended. Politics, my friend.
I get the distinct impression that you don't enjoy politics, Duke Gaspard.
In Orlais, they call it the Great Game. They believe it is something you can play and win. But there are no winners. Like dogs playing wicked grace, it is a mockery of action. Give me a battlefield, Inquisitor. I will show you who the victors are. When I am Emperor, there will be changes. No more of this courtier's nonsense. The nobles may not like it, but after a few lose their heads, they'll fall in line.
Okay.
I discovered something you might be interested in. It's about Briala. She's got people hidden among the servants all over the palace.
I suspected as much, but couldn't confirm it. She's a difficult adversary to predict. There's no telling what moves she intends to make.
She's killed ambassadors and changed their documents.
You can prove this. Now that is interesting. What is she trying to accomplish? She bears closer watching than I thought.
She's got people hidden among
Okay.
She's a difficult adversary to predict. There's no telling what moves she intends to make.
I discovered something you might be interested in. It's about you, in fact. Want to tell me why you were threatening the members of the Council of Heralds?
The language of politics, Inquisitor. If you cannot bribe politicians, you threaten them into backing down. Most of the Council are Celine's lapdogs. There was little chance I could win their support any other way.
Okay. I think that's it. Yeah.
We'll speak later, Duke Gaspard.
Another time, friend.
Doesn't look like I've an idea, Sabrina. We should invite all the family to Skywood for the summer.
You'd be bored the second you stepped past the gates. Skyhold is a fortified castle, not a holiday resort.
Don't you miss us?
Of course I do that. There's just so much work undone.
You always put these tasks ahead of us.
Well, I'll see if I can come home for your gallery show. How does that sound?
Oh, that would be so nice. Do you promise?
Yes, I promise.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Lady Nightingale makes me nervous.
Who was that Inquisition officer over there?
So the thing is not showing up yet. So I guess I have to clear the servant quarters. detail. Let's see. No. Okay. Okay, so right now we are 90-minute mark. So the next question is, can I clear the servant quarters in 30 minutes? I feel like I want to clear the servant quarters at least before I cut this episode. So let's see, what am I supposed to do next? Enter the servant quarters, okay. Okay, let's go.
This could be worth checking out. But that's not useful for her.
Caught in the middle of this crap.
What fully qualified arsehole stops to kill a cook?
Assassins are a shy lot. Can't have dangerous bakers raising alarms.
Food was good too, bastards.
Okay. Plate weave, alright. I think I didn't get plate weave previously. damn it, they really kill everybody. I think Sarah can level up? Oh yes, she can. What's this? So the coins, the area is a garden. Okay, so we're just gonna explore this side. Not what? Oof, that's a lot of dead.
Let's look around.
Okay, we got a Hala statue.
This was no servant. What was he doing here?
This guy's way too fancy to belong down here. What's his story?
That would appear to be Grand Duke Gaspard's insignia on the dagger. How curious.
Time to have a word with the Duke. Venatori agents! That must be the Venatori leader.
The warrior!
The Venatori were watching this approach. They're organized.
Okay, so the thing is, I have a countdown timer. I'm willing to lose down to 50. But the good thing I found out is I can revisit this area next time. And that's what I plan to do, revisit it next time. If I take too long here. Okay. Okay, but before we go there, let's there should be one coin up here, I think. We use one, so we should be able to get another 5 more. Yeah, that's the cap.
Get ready!
Speaking of all, we'll do a thorough search. Because based on my previous run, I was able to get 100 quite easily and still had access. That's even not counting the Leliana secret submission, which supposedly each secret will give me 2 approval. Okay. Okay. There should be one more here then. So that's the 6th one. Which so far aligns. I might not read this too much, so I'm just gonna look at it and pause. Then I'll scroll down. So if you guys want to read it, just go ahead and pause. Okay, because that stupid approval timer is still running. Okay, so we need to go up. Oh, hello. What's up, guys? Yeah, because this time I'm really exploring everything. So I realized there was some of the loot that I missed out. Okay, so I'm not going to go out. I'll stay within the location itself. Okay. Nothing here? Alright. So now we go up. Okay, this one will be for later. Oh, hello. Okay. Shit! I'm not supposed to open this door. Okay, thank goodness. I'm not supposed to open that door. Oh. I think I know where this goes. Wait. Okay, let's just do a quick read. Okay. I'm really just scanning through. Much in love with his wife, blah blah blah. Okay, I just want to see. Yes, so I'm at 6. So the rest is, so there's no more coins here. So from this point onwards, we are just searching what we can. There's a way out here. Later we'll grab something here. Let's. Oh, hello guys. Harlequin. Dead Harlequin.
Fancy meeting you here. Shouldn't you be dancing, Inquisitor? What will the nobility say?
I'm sure they're devastated.
No doubt there's a line of people breathlessly waiting for dances with me.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was. You clean this place out. Will take a month to get all the Tevinter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. But you've beaten me to it. So, the Council of Errol's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
I found him dead.
He was dead when I arrived.
I expected as much. You may have arrived with the Grand Duke, but you don't seem to be doing his dirty work. I knew he was smuggling his chevaliers, but killing a council emissary? Bringing Tevinter assassins into the palace? Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Gaspard didn't seem desperate.
Are you sure he's behind this? He was too easygoing for a man plotting treason.
Don't let his charm blind you. He's Orlesian. That smile is his mask. I misjudged you, Inquisitor. You might just be an ally worth having. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
I might do that.
I would consider such an alliance.
We can help each other, Inquisitor. We are both outsiders here, after all. I know which way the wind is blowing. I'd bet coin that you'll be part of the peace talks before the night is over. And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it could prove advantageous to us both. Just a thought.
Every single major player has tried to bribe you tonight. In Orlais, that means you've officially arrived.
Call it politics or the game or whatever. That's personal hate. Huh.
Four more. And I cannot afford to use any Hala statues. So this was where I came in from just now? Because I know there's no more... Oh yeah, correct. So there's one more area to go to. Some treasures. Let's grab that. We still got about 8 points of approval to afford. Okay, I'm gonna save. If I fall down, I don't want to run back up. Alright. I forgot that I could just switch to my other party members. Okay, never mind, we'll just clear the site. There are some things up there, I think, but I don't know whether I want to put in an effort for that.
Thank you, Inquisitor.
Oh, hello. Yep, okay. Perfecto, and there's... If all goes well, I shouldn't need to come back here at all. Ah. Royal fruit. Ooh. Ooh. I haven't gotten the seed. I didn't realize that. That's normal. Nothing wrong with that. Perfectly fine. Okay, so now I think we're done. So what I want to do is I want to try that balcony. I know there's something in the balcony, and I am not mistaken, it's not anything worth wasting another 2 approval rating. But I just want to give it a try. In the first playthrough of this mission, I was following the guide to the letter, so I didn't really do this kind of full exploration. So I feel it was kind of a waste. Could I go down from here? Okay, that's pretty decent amount of gold. Okay, I think we're done. Let's go. So before we go up, okay, nothing. Alright, let's head back up. Okay. Alright, the bell has tolled. So what's going to happen is, this is where we're going to stop for this video, and then we'll continue in the next video after that. Otherwise, it will end up being a 4-hour video. So this is a clear point where I'll cut the video into two. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.